There we go. Now we're recording. Um, so most of you may not actually know, but I'm actually going to share. Jamie and Kim are going for a really incredible team goal that has never been done before in the company, and they are actually going for 15-star diamond in both of their business centers. Not just one, both. It's massive, like massive, and
Never been done.
totally attainable. Like it's so close. It's insane. So with that, we just have we have so much respect for Crush Nation, everyone who's on Crush Nation. We have so much respect for Jamie and Kim. And I think it's been a really vital process for us in our business to understand where Jamie and Kim are going in their business, because it's helped us to understand where we're going. As new coaches, it's really hard to understand where you're supposed to go or what you're supposed to be doing. Sometimes you just kind of feel lost. And I think for us, it really guided us in a direction. And ultimately, it helped us build our business to where we are today. And we want to do that with you guys as well. So today, we really just wanted to share kind of what our vision is for FamJam, where we're at right now, what our vision is, where we're going, what that looks like, and how that in turn goes down into your business. Because at the end of the day, this is a team business. We are all in this together. And we can't do this without an upline. We can't do this without a downline. We're all in this together. You have your own business, but at the end of the day, we are a team. And so I think that bigger vision helps us to give direction and growth in our business. So before I hand this over to Jamie, we'll just say we are so excited because with the team and where we're at right now, our goal for April 30th, so this isn't even a year-end goal, this is April 30th, is 5-star diamond and 2-star diamond on my business center. With that ultimately means that 7 of you are diamonds. And more so than that, I know that there's, of the 7 diamonds that we want to help get to diamond, they're going to be 1 and 2-star diamonds, which means on our team collectively, there's probably 10 to 12 businesses that will become a diamond by April 30th. That's the goal.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited because I feel like last year we had that goal and we felt like it was very lofty and we were like, I don't really know how this is going to happen or how we're going to get there, but we're going to do it and let's go. But like this is attainable within the next 6 weeks, 100%. Which is insane, but so cool. I'm just so proud of all of you and where we've come. And I'm really excited to just get to work and to do this. So I want to hand it over to Jamie and kind of talk a little bit about what it looks like to go for a bigger team goal. And yeah, you know what to do. I'll hand it over to you.
I've never done this before. Yeah, I think, I mean, first of all, like, I'm really proud of Jared and Shirley, and I'm proud of all of you, because if you're ever going to talk about anyone, if you're going to talk about individual people, you're really talking about their team. And I'm not just blowing smoke. Like, that's just the truth. I can't achieve anything in this business without my team, and neither will you. And what I love about this business is that it does require the ultimate team effort, unity, culture. You show me a team with a crappy culture, it's really hard to do anything. And this, and don't get me started, because I could talk about abundance and scarcity and abundant mindsets and scarcity mindsets, but that's a big part of this. Is that I think part of the business is you have to see outside of yourselves a lot of time. Yeah, of course we all have personal goals, like all of us, but I think there also has to be a mutual respect, because we're all business partners. Like, you're not just business partners with Jared and Shailene, you're business partners with me. I'm business partners with you. And if you really want to break it down in terms of like real financials and business, whether Jeremy sells a challenge pack or you sell a challenge pack, that volume to me and to Miguel, my upline, and to Lindsay Matway, my grandma, or I call her my glamma, it's the same amount. Like, it doesn't matter really who your PS coaches are. We're all in this together, all of us. That's really, like, if you want to break down the math, that's the math of it all. if someone's in your downline, take care of that person. I mean, we take care of people who aren't in our downline anyway, but I think there's a mutual respect in this business that isn't always there, because and you guys are very fortunate to be on the team you're on. And I'm not talking about Crush Nation. I'm talking about, Jaron Shailene's team, which is, but not only do you have that, you do have Crush Nation to lean on. My upline, Miguel's one of the top male coaches ever in the company. He's got a great system. And we were talking about this last night. And then you've got Lindsay Matway, who is my grandma coach. She's the highest income earning Beachbody coach in the history of the company. You have this lineage of people above you. I don't know if that means anything to you. I have no idea, but like there are, I would guess 90%, and maybe my numbers are off, maybe 80% of coaches who sign up in this don't get the level of support and stuff that you guys get. It just doesn't happen. And the way this business works, and I'll tell you a little story. So when I signed up to be a coach, it was January 29th, 2015. So we're going back 5 years. Is that right? 5? Yeah, 5. My God, that goes fast. Corporate job, 2 young kids. I don't want to tell you my whole story, but really quickly, like I work hard at everything I do. I always have. I'm not a toe dipper. It's just, if I'm going to spend time on something, I'm jumping in the deep end of the pool, going all in to see what happens, because when I do that, and I've done it my whole life, I never have to live with any form of regret in my life, ever, because I go all in and I find out what I'm capable of. I actually max out on my potential in most things I do, not because I'm great or I have a skill set. And some of those times I actually haven't done that well in certain things, but I know I've given it my all and I max out on my potential in that particular thing. Coaching was no different. I researched it. I looked at it. I understood the compensation plan. 2-3 months in, things started to roll. I hit diamond. I got into like 1-star, 2-star. And I remember getting a message from Miguel. It was probably about 6 months into my coaching. So we're looking at probably August-ish, I think it was. It was in the summer. And I was just really starting to understand the business and get into it. And he messaged me, he said, "Hey, Jamie," and he had a bunch of other successful coaches way above me at that time. And he's like, "Hey, I'm going for a massive goal." He was going for top 10 in the company, which, there's 450, at that time, I think there was probably 430,000 coaches in the network. And he was going for the top 10. Huge goal. I don't even think at the time he asked me about it, I don't even think I really understood what that actually meant when he was, but as he hopped on a call with me and explained it, he said, "Hey, you're one of my up and coming leaders. For me to do this," and he was very transparent and honest with me. He said, "For me to do this, I'm going to need you to do A, B, C, D, and E. A was, I need you to get to a certain rank. B, I need you to hit a certain number of Success Club every month. C, I'm going to give you the names of 5 of my coaches that have potential. They weren't my coaches." He said, "I'm going to give you a list of 5 people. I need you to reach out, and I want you to help them over the next 5 to 6 months." Hi, Lovey.
Can I just turn on the TV upstairs?
Oh yeah, here. And like he laid it, I was like, okay, but of course, and here's my point to the story. I didn't hesitate to ever say like, "Oh, I don't know everything. I'm not sure what this all means." I didn't know what it would do for my business. I just agreed to it based on a couple of assumptions and things I knew about Miguel. I knew for the first 6 months in my business, he helped me every single step of the way whenever I needed help with my business. He included me into his team page with supportive people. He found me success partners. He had training for me. He gave me everything I needed to succeed up to that point in the business. All I knew is whatever he was going to ask of me at that time, I was all in. And what happened over the next 4 or 5 months, here's the crazy part. He went for top 10. He finished number 11 in the company, the same place that Kim finished this year in the company. He missed it by 1. Here's the other crazy part, and you may not understand elite points. People in the top 10 end up with like 6, 7, 8, 900 elite points at the end of the year. It's how they rank coaches based on how you do. He missed number 10 by 2 points. He had like 824 and he needed like 827 and he missed it. What I learned though, going through that process with him, being in special groups, being in the pushes that he was going through, me helping some of his coaches get through, I learned so much in those 4 or 5 months. Like the leadership that the trajectory of my leadership just went like that. And I think I was a 1-star diamond when he asked me to do this stuff. Year rolled around, he in January of the next year, so that was 2016. I'd only been a coach for 12 months. I think I maybe was 2-star diamond at that, maybe still 1 or 2-star diamond. He finished number 11. I went to the New Leaders Conference. I remember the exact spot I sat in that audience, learning and stuff like that. And I remember, I know I was either a 1 or 2-star diamond, still felt like a rookie, obviously, felt like I was just still trying to figure stuff out. But what I went through with him and what, him being so transparent and asking me to do those things and being comfortable with that. And like, of course I agreed to it because of all the things. Here's the crazy part that happened that next year for me. And I'm not saying this is the sole reason why it happened. I worked my butt off in this business. But 12 months later, after sitting in that New Leaders Conference, 12 months after that, I was the number 6 coach in the network and I hit the top 10 and I was on my way to Italy. I'm not telling you that to brag or out of ego, but that's how much in 12 months you can change in this business. You guys just have to go diamond in 6 weeks, which may sound like a lot. It's not. We overstate diamond. We're like, we make out diamond. I know I see some of your body language right now. Some of you did this. Oh shit. Sorry, there's kids in the call. I won't swear, but I saw some of you actually.
People.
What's that?
I just went to message people because I saw it. I was like, oh
Some
no.
of you did this, like literally like swayed and rocked back and forth. What I did in 12 months to go from 1-star to the top 10, going diamond is about 1/10 of hard. And I'm being honest with you. You just have it made up in your mind. Not all of you. Some of you have it made up in your mind that you can't do it. Some of you already have determined that it's too hard. Some of you are already determined that it's actually impossible. You've actually already put it out of your mind that you're going to do this, whether you've admitted it or not. That's 98% of the problem. That's 98% of the problem. And I always say this on calls, and I don't want to sound morbid or like manifest stuff or anything like that. But if I told you by April 17th, I don't know why I picked that date. It just sounds like a good date. It's 6 weeks out or 7 weeks out or whatever it is. If I told you by April 16th or 17th, if I said, listen, if you don't get to diamond or 1-star or 2-star, whatever your next rank goal is, if I told you you weren't going to get there, you'd lose everything you own and everything you have. Would you get there, do you think, in 6 weeks or 7 weeks? Bet you would. Hell yeah, you would. You'd do everything you could in your power to get to that goal. Do you know what the difference is between, and I hate using this term, successful people, and like, you know what the difference is? Successful people attach those kinds of consequences to their business goals. At least they make it up in their mind. It's so important to them. They have so much pride and respect in their business that they attach those kinds of make-believe consequences to their business so they make sure they meet those deadlines. The other people, you signed up for $160 US, 186 Canadian. You don't hit diamond in 6 weeks. Is that really going to affect your life? I don't know. Who knows? What are the consequences? You don't know what they are. They're not tangible. Successful people actually make these consequences tangible, and even better, they can see by doing that in 6 weeks, they can see the confidence you're going to build. Then you're going to be able to go to 1-star and 2-star and open up your SEC Business Center. Then you start showing up on social media differently because you have more confidence. Then your conversations go differently because you have more confidence. These are all snowball things, guys, that happen. This is what business leaders understand. This is what people who are successful in any endeavor, not just network marketing or this is what they get. This is the part you have to wrap your head around. You have to believe it's doable, because it is. And some of you, this might piss you off. You might be like, Jamie, it's like, I'll be honest with you. Diamond is actually pretty easy and simple if you really commit to it and you do everything you're supposed to every day. It just is. The problem is some of you lack the confidence right now. The problem is some of you aren't really sure to have those conversations. And you know what the other cool part is? You might not do it in 6 weeks, but I bet you do it in 12 or 10 or 8 or whatever you push for. Business is urgency. You have to live in a state of urgency, not all the time, but if you're going for something, you have to get super vigilant and urgent in your goal. I get super urgent probably every quarter. I probably spend about 4 to 6 weeks where I'm like, I got to get to here in 6 weeks, and I just do this. And then the other 6 weeks, it's not that I would necessarily back off or like take it easy. That's just not in my DNA, but I certainly like bring it down a notch. You're in that moment for these 6 weeks or 4 or 8, whatever it is, you've got to elevate it up to here to a level of urgency. And I know we're all busy. I know we all have kids. I started this business with a full-time job on the road, 12 hours a day, picking our kids up at daycare. We had a 3 and a 6-year-old. Wife was working. Kim was finishing her degree. I live with chronic pain, and I'm not trying, this isn't a charity story. We all have SHIT. We all have excuses. We all have stuff going on in our lives. What will set you apart is the priority that you make this in your life. And again, I don't mean this by disrespect, but just based on the numbers on this call, some of you will make it a priority and some of you won't. And that's okay. We're all built differently. And you may not want massive stuff out of this business. It took me a long time to understand that too. But if you do, it's going to require a level from you to make you pretty uncomfortable in this business. And when I talk about the mutual respect thing, it's like, yeah, you know, Kim and I are going for a massive goal. A couple's never done this. A couple's never even come close to this. I actually think we're going to do it. And I'm not just saying that, like I am, there's a bit of manifestation there because I believe in that stuff. I picture us walking across stage. Like I picture us with our team and all of you doing it. Like I picture that in my mind because that's a big part of this for me, just as every other goal I've set in this company. But I actually really believe we're going to do it. Like I say, we have the racehorses for it. You guys are a part of that. You're a part of that. I'm not going to sit here and beg. I'm not going to tell you to do certain things. Jared and Shailene have a 5-star and 2-star goal, which is massive for how early they are in this business. The level with which you want to contribute to that and belong to that is completely up to you. But what I will say is whatever you decide that is, it will have a massive impact on your personal business. The bigger role you take will have a greater impact on your own personal business. Because what I went through with Miguel, I don't know where I'd be if I didn't go through that. But at the time, it scared the crap out of me. But when I'm looking back after, man, I gained confidence and leadership from that. And like, I didn't have a lot of coaches when he asked me to do that stuff. And I would hope too that like, this is that mutual respect thing. You know, Kim and I have created a lot of resources for our team, for all of you. Jared and Shailene have created resources and calls and training and mentor, like for you. I'm not saying you need to repay any of that, but one day, I hope one day, you all have to have a call like this with your team and your coaches. And you're going to be like, Jamie hopped on a call 18 months ago and told me the exact same thing. You know what I mean? Like it's like a culture of collaboration. And it just keeps going down and down and down. Lindsay Matway had the same call with her team, and so did Miguel, and so have I. You know, we hopped on a call, Kim and I, with all of our personally sponsored coaches and said, we're going for this. We'd love to have you on board. We need you to do this. Didn't have one person was like, no way, everyone's all in, all in. And because I think that's the culture that I hope that we've, you know, created. And I can promise you, I'm not in Jared and Shailene's team page. Well, I might be. I can't remember. I'm in like 842 Facebook groups. But like, I think that's the culture they've created too. And like, you should want to be a part of that. You know, you should want to be like, that's a cool goal, guys. Take that, learn from that, run with that. And here's the other thing, like, and I don't know how many coaches you all have. I don't know all of your downlines, although I probably know more about each of your coaches and who you have than you possibly think, because I go through the sponsorship drill down daily and I know who's who. Don't test me, but I'll bet you I'd come close to all of you how many active coaches you each have. I bet you I'd come close because I can see your names on here. Don't test me, but no one, and here's the other thing. This is why it does require some courage from Jared and Shailene to get on here and be like, this is what we're going for. Because sometimes people, I know the first time I did it, I was like, oh, are people going to think this is selfish? Is this like, why do they care about my own personal? Well, they're team goals for one. And in this business, you can't get anywhere without your team doing stuff. And again, you're going to have to ask your own team to do this. And I would encourage you, any of coaches you have, whether you're going to create discount coaches or working coaches, you need to tell them what your goals are. This is for your future too. You need to tell them what your goals are. Like, would you ever get on a train if you didn't know where it was going? If you didn't know the destination of a train, are you ever going to hop on board that train? Nope. I say this to my coaches all the time. You have to tell your team where your train is going. Mine's going to Superstar Diamond, 15 star. That's where mine's going. Kim's is going the same place. My coaches, all of them, know without a shadow of a doubt what my goals are. They have to. It's important. And it's important to them to know what my goals are. And you have to let your team know what your goals are. I want Jared and Shailene to know what my goals are. I need to know what theirs are. And it's that mutual thing. You don't think, like, with the amount of work that Jeremy and Shailene have done, not only for themselves and their family and their team, but also for me and our team. And like, they reach out to some of my PS coaches that they have no business or reason to. Like, they don't have to do that. They don't have to do any of that, but they do it because they understand the culture we've created. So even some of my coaches, where they may not financially benefit off them, they help them with stuff. You don't think in a moment's notice when Jared, Shailene, or even to that matter, any of you ask me to do something for you, you don't think I'm going to say yes within 5 seconds? Of course I am. I mean, it's also in my DNA, but like, of course I am, because that's what this is about. You know, like Shaw, if Shaw asked me to do something tomorrow, I'd do it in a heartbeat if I had the time and the resources, just because, you know, like that's just how this works. So I hope that kind of makes sense to you, you know? So when your upline talks about stuff, listen up. And here's the thing, this shocked the shit out of me because it never happened to me before, is, you know, as an upline with a team where I'm used to reaching out to my coaches and being like, hey, how's it going? What's going on? What do you need from me? And like Jared and Shailene will tell you, I'm not a hand holder. I don't do it that way. I'm really not. I don't baby people because I don't believe that creates leaders. I will check in with people. I'll ask them how they're doing, of course. Like, I care about people, obviously. But like, I want people to want this on their own. Like, I want this to be important to people on their own, because that's like a prerequisite. I can't push anybody, neither can they. It just doesn't happen. You know, you have to kind of have this inner want and dialogue to do this. It just has to come from that. Even a speech for me where you're like, do it for the team. You guys all contribute to 15 star. There's got to be something internal that you guys want out of this to grow your own business. You know, that has to happen. That has to be a part of that, you know, for you to grow and succeed like that. And I just think, like, I just always come back to, one day you're going to have to do this with your own team, and you're going to want them on board. And then they're going to have to do that with their own team too. I had another point and I can't remember what it was. That's my concussion head talking to you, but let me check my notes here. So
Jared can relate. It's okay.
Yeah, no, I know. Sorry, I've been rambling on. You anything to say, Shailene?
All of that is like, I'm just like nodding the whole time.
Yeah.
It's so true though. And I think for me, the biggest realization that Jared and I have had in the past couple of weeks, Jared going to new leaders, was a massive growth period for us, massive growth. And I think since then, we have really been just internalizing a lot of, okay, how are we showing up for the team? Where are our gaps? Where are our opportunities? How can we grow? How can we lead you guys better? You know, what can we do to serve you more? And I think for me, and Jeannie, I talked to you guys about this last night, and we talked to Jake's story about it as well, was I have been so afraid, like all my life, of upsetting people, and so afraid of what I'm going to say is going to upset you. And I've subconsciously almost been leading the team in that way of, I'm going to tread really lightly. And I really want to just make a stake today and let you guys all know that this call is, we're going to ask you guys what your goals are. This call is you guys giving us permission to lead you in the way that we need to lead you in order to grow your business. This isn't about us just being there for you as a friend. We are, and we've built that culture, yes, but I need to step into that mentorship more than ever before. And that for me is kind of where we've had a lot of realization. And I just want you guys to know that. And I think it's important that you see kind of, you will notice for yourself, you'll have this growth every single year. I feel like has just kind of been like a new thing, and it's a new realization. You understand kind of where you're coming from, and you don't even know you have these limiting beliefs that you have until you start going to these events, until you go for a big push like this, until you start growing your business and making a dedicated effort. That's really where you start to understand, okay, here's my gap. Here's my limiting belief I never even knew I had. And that was one really big realization for us over the past little while. And so this is why I think this is really important. It's not just about, we have the goal of 5-star, 2-star. Yes, you guys need to know where the team is going as a whole, but I want to know that you guys want to go there. Because I can say that, but if you guys don't want it, we need to readjust and we need to reevaluate. But I really want to know where you guys want to go. And I want to be that leader and that mentor for you guys to be able to help you to get there.
Yeah. And I think coming home from new leaders, when we initially got home, I didn't realize how much it actually impacted me. And we spoke on 2 calls about it. And it wasn't until really this week that it really set in on how much that conference actually changed me, and the confidence that I came back with, and the realization that we can be such better mentors and leaders for you guys than we've already been. And we're just ready to step up our game and kind of want to know where you guys want to go with this, because it's really ultimately up to you.
Hey, Jared, can I just say one thing before we get into that? I think, and Jared and Shailene have heard me say, you probably heard me say this on team calls, and I'm not BSing you when I say this. Like, Kim and I have done some pretty cool stuff in the company, and like top 10, elite, yada, 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 title, BS, whatever you want to, title's a title. It really doesn't mean a whole lot. However, there is and I hope you all get the chance to experience this. There is nothing better than when one of your coaches accomplishes something. Nothing will compare to that. Like, even Jared being on stage at NLC is like, top 5 moments for me easily. A couple of my coaches going elite, which is, you get about 200 coaches in the company a year doing that. That for me is like, and I want you all to experience that. I really do, because that is the pinnacle of this business. It's not individual goals. It's not, because if Jerry gets to 5 and Shailene gets to 2, and you guys don't move your business forward and improve and grow, it means nothing. Long term, especially, it means nothing to Jerry and Shailene. I can tell, and they would agree with me, because those short term goals are fleeting. If all of you who are a part of that don't grow your business and learn and are stronger from that, it doesn't mean anything then. It means nothing. So I just and I hope you all get to experience that. I really do.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that. And I
100%.
think we even underestimated what it meant to have Shorty with us.
Yeah.
In LA. Like, the fact that was the first time that you were at NLC and we had a coach with us, like that's just crazy cool. Like, honestly, it is just, it's such a great feeling. And so I think moving forward, that's, you know, we just want to see more success for you guys on the team. And what is it that you want out of this business? Because I can sit here and tell you what I think you can do. And I can tell you, you know, I'm going to push the limits with you, and I'm going to open that envelope a little bit. And I'm going to say, no, I think we can strive for this. Some of you know that I've already done that with you. But we just need to know from you guys, you know, where is it that you want to go? And how can we help serve you to get you there? Do you have anything else you want to add onto this before I kind of open it up?
No, I'm good.
Okay. So I would love to really open this up to everyone and have you guys tell us, what is your goal? And if you don't know the ranks or you don't know like what it means, that's okay. But even a vision, you know, like what is it over the next 6 weeks? Like what's the vision for your business and your team? Because we all have a team as well.
And don't feel bad. Like when Miguel asked me after Diamond what my goal was, I heard this fancy thing called 2-star. I'm like, 2-star? I have knew nothing what it involved or knew on it. Like there's nothing wrong with not being sure. So
yeah, so I think we'll just start there. The other thing that this is really going to do is it's just, I'm going to write them down because I want to know what you guys want. And that's really going to help us to be able to provide you guys with everything for the team over the next 6 weeks and moving forward, right? So can I pick on people? Shorty, I'm going to pick on you.
Why am
Where
I
you
not
going?
surprised that you're making me go first?
You made it to new leaders, so you have to go first.
Okay, so well, you already know what my goals are. I already told you what they are, but I want to walk across the stage at Summit as a 2-star diamond coach, and I want to finish the year as a 5-star premier or hopefully elite coach.
yes. Hey, you're gonna get to 5-star. You might as well go for elite.
I was going to say the same thing.
I love it.
I love that. And she made a really good point, you guys. A lot of this date of April 30th and why we've chosen that date is that is actually the last day to qualify for walking across the stage or for Summit recognition. Okay. So there are different ranks where you walk across the stage at Summit, but April 30th is the last day that you can qualify for Summit recognition. So that's kind of the urgency period right now.
And a really cool part about at Summit when we were there is that whatever you qualify on the 30th, your name's up on this huge banner on whatever rank you hit. So you walking down these halls and you see your name up there on whatever rank you are, which was kind of cool for our first Summit experience. So I know a lot of you are going to Summit this year, which is going to be crazy because we're going to have a good team there, but it'd be pretty cool to see your name on some of those posters.
And they give you $1 million. That was a joke.
I saw eyes. They were like, wait, what?
Insert Beachbody explainer here.
That was a joke. Sorry. Bad joke. 1 billion.
Oh gosh. Does anybody else want to go first? Want to go next? Or I can pick up.
I'll go.
Yeah.
So my goal is so that Drew, because you know we're working Drew's account right now, Drew to be 2-star for walking across the stage, and obviously me to get a little recognition and walking across the stage with 1-star too. And for my coaches that are on here, I also have goals for them, and I know that they're totally capable of it. Kaylee being 1 to 2-star, Alicia being a 1-star. I truly believe in all of these people that are on this call, including Braden. So I just want all my coaches to strive. I want us all walking across the stage and all just celebrating together.
Hey, Shaw.
Yes.
What would hold you back from that? What would
Honestly,
stop you from doing it?
I did have holdbacks. It was going back to work because this little munchkin, as you know, she suffers from a heart condition, and it's just like something that's been weighing on me. So I'm actually going to be quitting my job, and Beachbody is going to be my main push, and which like obviously going to have a side hustle, but Beachbody is not my side hustle. Beachbody will be my main job. So yeah.
Wow. That's cool.
Thanks.
Thank you.
And you're totally capable.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's like a 2-week goal. I'm kidding. Not kidding. Okay. Trish, can I pick on you? What's your goal?
All right. I've got it written down. April 17th, I'm going diamond.
I love it.
I love it.
Do it.
I'm pretty close.
Yeah, you can do
You're
this.
so close.
Yeah, you're close. You got
Just
it.
have to put myself out there.
What would hold you back from that?
I don't know. I have a fear of social media.
Yeah.
That's my problem, is I just can't step up and let go of that.
Like you're worried about what people think?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can I,
for sure.
can I tell you something?
Absolutely.
I'm not trying to offend you. And like, I don't
No.
want to say this with total respect because I'm in the same boat as you. We're all in the same boat with regards to social media. No one actually cares.
Yeah.
No, Trish, look at me. Look at me.
I'm looking at you.
No one cares what you're doing on social media. I'm not that important. You're not that important. Shaw's not that important. Everyone has their own shit to deal with. None of us are that important that anyone actually really cares that much about what we're doing on social media. No one goes home and goes, did you see what Trish did tonight no, doesn't happen. We all have our own lives. Everyone has their own stuff. Like, no, honestly though, and when you think about it like that, it's kind of like, and I say this with deep respect, it's kind of like, shit, we got to get over ourselves because none of us are that important. And I know it's not about you thinking you're so important, but no one cares. They just don't. They just don't. And you gotta find a way to move past that, because you know what's happening, Trish? Because you're caring about these fantasy people who actually care about what you're doing, because this is a fantasy for you. The people actually are going to message you how awful or whatever you're doing, because what you're actually doing, you're missing out on people who really, really need what you're doing. And each day that passes, there's people who you aren't helping that you don't know what impact you could have on them. So, and again, I'm going to say this respectfully, I'm even cringing saying this out loud, but I'm saying it lovingly because I love you as a human being. It's a bit selfish because you're worried about you getting uncomfortable, but yet you're missing out on helping other human beings actually get better and healthier for their kids. You know what I'm saying? And lots of people struggle with this. I'm just trying to give you a different perspective of how you're viewing this. It's not about you. It's not about me. It's not about Shailene, It's not about the Navarros. It's just not. It's not about that. It's not about us or you it's about the people that you could potentially serve that you're missing out on.
And I'll add to that, you don't feel the impact of that until
Right.
you're really consistent with it over time. Because I know from the beginning, you feel like you're speaking to no one. Like you really do for a really long time.
I get it.
And then eventually people start messaging and you start getting these really impactful messages from people who are like, I have been watching you for 8 months and you're like, where did you come from? Like, I had no idea you were even there. And it's those messages that start to come in, but it just takes time. And we'll make sure that you're up for that. That just takes time. And honestly, you feel so much more free when you just show up.
And I'm not saying it's easy.
No.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's easy. I just want you to think of that perspective, right? Because it's really beautiful when you help people and they're like, you're just like, why did I worry? Like, it's just, there's so much good there. Opposed to Becky, who has an opinion all the time.
Pam.
I call her Becky. That's no offense.
There's no Becky on the call. I think we're good.
Okay, next.
Okay. Yeah, next. She's like, I'm done with you guys.
I love you.
T, where are you at? She's like, please don't pick on me.
That's okay.
Okay, so my plan is diamond by April 30th now. It was going to be a little later, but that's okay. We'll make it by April 30th. I can do this.
Of course
Yes, you can.
Yep.
I love it. And you've become so consistent with even like getting back into working
Yes.
and
Yes.
really finding your groove, and like now it's just like, let's go.
And
Yeah.
I love that Guy is joining you now.
Yeah.
I
It
love
makes
watching your videos. The guys are awesome.
a huge difference, I think.
Oh, 100% for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess same question. What's the one thing that'll hold you back?
Just all the BS. Just so much going on, but you know what my life is like.
Yeah.
Juggling 3 jobs and 2 little kids, and yeah, but I can do this.
Of course you can.
Mhm.
I'm gonna hold you accountable. We got this.
All right.
Okay. Kaylee, where you at? I love the whole like
Hey everybody. Just about like that social media thing first too, because I just had this like aha moment today, because like I just don't have like your typical perfect body. I have a hard time showing it. And I had this moment today where like, why aren't I deserving of it? Because my body looks different from someone else's, right? Like I am deserving of it. Like I totally could be an amazing coach in this company. Like, and I totally can do it. And it was just like this aha moment of like, yeah, like I totally deserve this too. There's no like disability here. It's the same playing field. So I just wanted to mention that.
Can I stop you on one thing right there? And it was the verbiage of I can be an amazing coach in this company. You are an amazing coach in this company. A rank does not make you an amazing coach in this company.
No.
It doesn't. These ranks and these goals we're going for are big and fancy and fun, and it's going to turn into income growth and growth on your team, yes, but you are an amazing coach regardless of what anything says in the back office.
And it,
Well, thanks.
yeah, and Kaylee, if you, and not because I don't even want to talk about shape or ethnicity or size or whatever, like you take the top 100 coaches in Beachbody and they are all different shapes, sizes, ethnic. Like it does not matter at all. I say that 100% comment. It does not matter. So don't even.
I love that you had that. So
For sure. It was just that moment of like, I am just as deserving as everybody else, right? Like just stop beating it up. So my goal is to be 1-star by the 30th. I know it's a little smaller than people want me to do, just because I'm really struggling with having working coaches. And I'm kind of like doing everything I can to keep people active and, you know, like going beyond my means almost at this point to like kind of have that happen. So I kind of had to step back. It was more just like that moment where you hit the point where it gets hard and you decide whether it's easy to quit and it's hard to keep going. And, you know, I struggled with it for a couple of weeks, and then I've definitely like come out the door running with a better attitude. I'm really struggling with working coaches and just having people that like want to do this for numerous reasons. Like they don't have time, and you know, because I'm a stay-at-home mom, I show it from, you know, 6 till I have the hours to be able to show this for 14 hours a day or whatever it is. And it's coming off maybe there's just not enough time, and I'm just really having trouble. Like I've tried a couple different platforms that you guys use, and just nothing's coming out for me that way.
I have some ideas on that. I don't know if you want to speak to it, Jamie, but I can talk to you afterwards about, I think it's more just talking to that person that you're looking for. And there's a ton of stay-at-home moms who have time, who want this, you know? So we're just going to talk to those people more. I'll help you with that.
Trial and error, it's figuring it out, it's all that stuff. I mean, 3 weeks into this, I wanted to quit. I told Kim, this isn't for me. This is ridiculous. All the Facebook notifications and bells and ding, ding, ding. I'm like, I can't do this, Kim. I said 3 weeks and I'm like, I'm quitting. This isn't for me. She's like, you know what? Just give it a couple months. Thank God. Thank God, honestly.
You got this, Kaylee. I will help support you to get there, and we'll work on that working coaches piece. I think it's a good realization, right?
Yeah.
Let's go over to our California friends. Cresta, what you got going on?
Hi, I just got back from the everything else. I want to be diamond by 30th of March.
I love that. That's awesome. And congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
She's got engaged, everyone.
What happened?
She got engaged.
Oh, nice. Congrats.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So you got a month to go diamond.
The Beachbody has to keep up with what's going on.
You've got this, and I know that you can totally get there by March 30th. I love it. So yeah, well on your way. I love that. And then we'll move over to the Navarros, who we are welcoming Robert today as a coach on Fam Jam. So we have that as well. What's your goal, you two?
So I think I need to learn my ranks better. I have a few coaches under me, and I have one that's wanting to work. She's on and off about it. But yeah, I'm Emerald right now, and I don't know. I need to, I guess, set some goals and learn my ranks because I'm like, what are you guys talking about? So I know I want him to be Emerald. He already has a coach under him. So we're going to work on making him Emerald. Yeah.
How long have you been a coach, Marie?
I've been a coach since I started at the end of October. So I finished Morning Meltdown and finished it at the beginning of January, and I fell in love with it. I love helping people around me, and I think I need to come out of my shell more and be okay with like just showing me and showing people that I really do care about them. And yeah, I love it.
Can I ask you a strange question?
Ask.
She's like, maybe.
No, ask me.
How important is this to you?
How important is it to me? I think that I will cry of how important it is to me. We have 5 kids, and I couldn't even afford paying for a Beachbody. My coach paid for it. And him and I have been through so much this past couple years with family, our being attacked with, it sounds weird to say, religion, with, we're in a 2-bedroom, and just is all just stuff that we don't share because obviously it's hard to share struggles because everyone expects you to just have it together.
Yeah.
But we went from, what did we have? A 4-bedroom to 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom. It's 7 of us because we do have 5 kids. It's kind of like blank for us. It's like 0.0. We, it's so important to us, not just financially. It's important to us because we are just genuinely, we love helping people, and we just want to portray that through the way we feel. Because I was having PTSD from having her in the NICU for so long, and having people pass away, because I'm sure a lot of you can relate. I've heard it, from a lot of you, and I just think that, if I'm able to help at least 1 person a month, that I feel happy inside. And I'm not even really worried about the ranks, and the money is coming in slowly, and that's great. But it's just like the feeling that I get inside when somebody else feels what I'm feeling like, besides my depression that I've really kicked out of the window. It's like that self-development that I've learned to feel, and that everything that I've gone through growing up, it's literally always been in my hands. And from this point on that I've realized it, that it's just endless possibilities of what I can do for me and what I can help others see that I did not see before. I don't know if that went on forever.
No, it's good. I think you'll learn as you move on what kind of a vehicle this is for you guys. It really can change some things for you guys. I really hope you understand that over time.
Right.
And I know you have great uplines, and you know, Jared and Shailene are awesome, but you know, you need anything, you reach out to Kim and I too.
Thank you.
We're here to help. So.
And I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. And you don't know how relatable that is to a lot of people who are sitting here right now listening to this. And I just appreciate you opening your heart. I had the honor, and I say honor because it really was an honor, to meet them when we went down to California and San Francisco, and we met up in Alcatraz and we toured Alcatraz, and like literally two of the best hearts like on this earth.
I can tell. I wish I was there right now to give you a hug. No, I can tell. Like I can feel it.
Yeah.
Crazy.
You guys are incredible. Yeah. And I will let you know that Diamond is just around the corner for you. You are so close and you have the workings of it. So that is the next step, Diamond, for you. We are on our way. Okay, I need to wipe my tears away. But who am I missing here? Alicia.
Hi.
Hey.
So one of my goals, okay, so first off, I didn't even think I was going to hit Emerald because I signed up as a customer and then I ended up canceling and becoming a coach. And then I hit Emerald and I was just so proud of myself. So definitely Diamond. I would love to get to Diamond.
I love that.
And I haven't set a time frame yet, so.
April 30th.
Yeah.
No, and I can totally see it, and I'm seeing the shift even happen in you, and I'm starting to see like you've had a couple new coaches even come onto your team, so it's really incredible to kind of see that happening. So totally possible and totally within possibility for April 30th, 100%.
Yeah. Absolutely. I really love the relationships that I've been building with these women. Like it's incredible. I'm having friendships with people that I've never even had in like real life. I feel like I'm connecting with people on a whole nother level just because I simply like, I relate to them so much more than like other people. And I love that. It just like kind of connects us and brings us all together.
That's awesome.
I love that. Yeah. And I'm really starting to see that and starting to see you come out of your shell and like really make those connections. So it's great.
Yeah.
Keep going. I love it. Okay, we're going to move right. We're just going to keep going. I know Jamie only has a couple of minutes left here. Jennifer, are you still with us here?
Are you proud?
I'm proud of you. Take some balls to talk of.
Hi.
Hey, Jen.
Hi. Well, I just started out. I have no coaches or anything like that. I would like to join up a few, maybe 3 coaches in the next little while.
I love that. And so essentially for you, I know all of this is like super brand new. A lot of these terms you're like, what are you talking about? The next stepping stone for you really is Emerald. And that's 2. So the fact that you even have a goal of 3.
Yeah, I would like 3.
You're going to get there and then some. So I love it. Yeah. Awesome. And welcome.
Thank you.
Who am I missing? I don't know. I know we had a couple of people who were on, I think they're off. Yeah. Braden and Jeff popped off. I think that's it. Any parting words, Jamie, before you have to go?
No, I just, sometimes getting in these calls and when people start asking you questions and wounds come up and I think that's okay. I've cried on so many calls I can't even count anymore because this is real stuff and it's real life. And the thing about this business, what you'll find and what you can already see is that this isn't just about a business. This is obviously relationship based. And as we attempt to help other people in their life, we are healing ourselves at the same time. And that's not always easy. It's not always easy because newsflash, we all have issues, like all of us. When I say issues, I don't say that disrespectfully. Maybe I should say we all have things that we have to deal with on a personal level, relationship level, job. Like none of us are immune to it. None of us can escape it. And so sometimes doing this business where we're trying to put our best foot forward and try to help other people, it's really hard because we ourselves are healing and trying to get through that and figure out what we're doing and get better and all that. So it doesn't make it easy, but man, I've done other businesses before, and this one is very, very unique in that aspect. And you won't find many businesses where you can be surrounded by people like this in a community where it's just non-judgmental. And I think when you're inviting people to this, whether it's clients or coaches, take that confidence into it, knowing that you belong to something that's it's different and it's cool. And it's like, there's some pretty neat people in this business that do really care about other human beings. And we don't always see that in the world today. You know, we're all hammered with social media stuff of politics and all the bad things on the news. But this business is pretty cool. And it's not just about money and income and stuff. It does have the potential to change things for you from an income standpoint, but it's definitely not all about that. And I hope you guys see that. So.
Yeah. And I think to that point, I have not healed from as many wounds as I have since becoming a coach.
Yeah.
I used to bury a lot of crap, and I just feel so comfortable with all of you. I feel comfortable and I feel safe. And I don't think I've ever been a part of a job or a company or a community where I feel safe enough to be able to let down my guard and cry and share. And the fact that we can do that here together, and the fact that all of you were pretty honest about where you're at, and I saw the tears and I saw the swallow that lump in your throat before you try and speak, it just shows we're in this together. And I want you guys to know that we are all here for you 100% of the way through all of it.
Yeah.
And we're just so proud of each and every one of you, and we couldn't be more proud that you guys are Cam Jam, that we're a part of Crush Nation, and that we get to do this together, because I think it's pretty freaking cool.
Yeah. And I know for a fact that without a community like this, and obviously without Shalene, I wouldn't be here still. And for me, it's completely life-changing. And I absolutely love everything about this community. And sharing my story, I was nervous about sharing that video online, but the amount of feedback that I got from you guys and the support that I got from you guys gave me the confidence to do that, because I was afraid, because it does talk about suicide. And my fear is that someone at work's going to see it and they're going to want to take my gun away from me, even though I'm not in that mindset anymore. But that was a fear of mine. That's what was holding me back. And because of you guys, I was able to get over that fear. And nowhere else are you ever going to find a community like this. Nowhere. Policing is like a huge team environment, probably one of the tightest teams I've ever been on until now. Because this environment, this community, you will never find anything like this, where someone's going to support you and lift you up every day, no matter what. You're just not going to find it.
Yeah. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you for opening up and sharing.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for wanting to be a part of this massive goal that we're going for. We're so excited, and we are ready to do this. March is going to be a month like none other for all of us. And we're ready to we're ready to rise. Let's rise the tide together.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jamie, so much for being on this call.
No problem. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Go get it.
Okay. Bye, guys.